Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to the Dan Cave and welcome to March 2023 on the bench. So, hey there, everyone. Welcome to the bench update for March 2023. So, as is the usual format, there'll be some general ramblings from me, some general musings from me, and then a little bit of a dive into what's been built, what's been bought, what's in progress, what's coming up, that kind of stuff. So, usual format, no dramatic changes here at the Dan Cave. So, without further ado, welcome to March. January and February have rolled on by. 2 months into the year already, into the third month now. So this month it'll be a little bit of a focus on what happened in February. So February being a shorter month anyway, and with me having some holiday time and some other stuff going on, not as much bench time, so there's not as much done. There's not a huge amount bought, but there is a little bit in progress. So we will have a little bit of a look at that as I crack on through the content. So, the usual plea: if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel, and for everyone watching, subscribe or not, if you can give the video a like, it would really be appreciated. All comments are very welcome as well anyway. So there we go, that's the usual kind of begging from me for more subs, because the channel is I think I've just gone over 970, so quite close to the 1,000 mark. So a few more and we'll hit the 1k mark, and nothing will change. Just means I've now got 1,000 subscribers, which is a nice number and it's a nice achievement, so it'll be nice to get there relatively soon. So there we go. So general news, I think the first thing really important coming up on the Friday the 31st of March 2023, so that's Friday 31st of March, over on the ISM International Scale Modeler YouTube channel, there's going to be a charity auction, and that's charity auction is going to be done in aid of Crohn's and Colitis UK and the Alzheimer's Society. So two really, really good charities. So we did a similar auction last year, with a different beneficiary last year. We raised a huge amount from the sale of kits and raised a huge amount from generous donations from people on the Just Giving page. So exactly the same this year. Different. We've chosen two different charities this year, but it'll be the same format. Lots of kit. There's a Just Giving page set up, so I'll stick the banner up here. And I'll stick a link in the description as well to the Just Giving page. So don't forget to join us on 31st of March on International Scale Modeler YouTube channel from 7 p.m. UK time for an auction of what looks like a huge number of kits. So plenty of kits, plenty of choice. So get in there, do some bidding. All the kits have been kindly donated by a few of us in the group, lots of the channel subscribers for Paul's channel, and just friends within the community have generously donated a lot of kits, and all of those kits will be sold on the night. So 31st of March, Friday from 7 p.m. UK time, don't forget. So thank you for that. So in other general news, so while I was on holiday last week, Paul Bretland of ISM and Simon Shorey, also the Friday Night Live crew, announced their latest venture. So those guys have decided to set up a paint supply company for scale modelers called ProScale Paints. Brand new, all lacquer based paints. They'll be doing 2K as well. I think they said they got plans to do primers as well. So I'd like to wish them a huge amount of luck and success in their venture. If the paints are to Paul's exacting standards that he normally uses with his kits, they'll be excellent paints. So look out for them. Again, I'll stick a link into the Facebook page in the description of this video, so go and check them out. Have a look at the range. The range will continually expand. If they don't have what you're looking for, message one of the guys, and I'm sure they'll do their absolute best to get you that paint that you need. So that's all the general news for me. I think it's probably time to head on over to the bench and have a look at what's been built. So yeah, let's head on over and see what's been built. I'll be back in a bit. So here I am on the bench, and first up is the what's been built. Now, February was a relatively short modelling month for me. A few weekends busy as well, so not a huge amount completed, but I did complete this. So this is the Belkit's 24th scale Metro 6R4 in what was the box scheme for this boxing, which is the Rothmans / Racing sponsored version. Jimmy McRae's car from the 86 RAC Rally. This was a joy to build, absolute joy. The level of detail is fantastic. Kit comes with lots of photo etch, all the grills in the side pods, through the bonnet, even on the inside of the windows. That's all photo etch. Have a bit of a zoom in. Lots of clips around the windscreen, photo etch around the windows. Seat belts as well, photo etch. Seatbelt buckles and stuff, ribbons included, mask set for the windscreen as well. So for me, this was an absolute top-notch kit. Really enjoyable to build. The fit is pretty much spot on. Only kind of minor issues, a little bit of flash here and there, and I do think that the engine is a bit of a tight fit into the chassis, but it does go in. A little bit of manipulation, particularly trying to get the exhaust manifolds through the rear space frame, but lovely kit, very well detailed and a very enjoyable build, and not a problem from start to finish on it. So primed in UMP white, base coat. It's basically a set from Zero Paints for this specific vehicle, so the white and the blue, so base coat of the white, all masked up, and then the blue was sprayed. Now the blue is not a perfect match, certainly to my eye, for the Rothmans decals, but you know, it's close enough, doesn't look too bad on the shelf, so reasonably happy with that. Yeah, all went really well. Gravity Spain 2K. Left cure for a bit, flatted and polished, all sorted. While that was curing, got on with the interior, engine, all that. So this is going to be a video build, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but all the footage is there and recorded. It'll get done at some point in the future. I don't know exactly when. I've got a bit of a backlog at the moment on video builds. But that's the finished kit for February of 2023. So next up is the what's been bought. So what's been bought, in terms of kits anyway, is this. So this is the Revell Corvette C6 Le Mans winning car, or class winning car anyway. So I've got a C5, I have a C7 as well, so I wanted a C6, so one of these came up. Mr. Bretland was selling a few of his kits, so I picked this up from Paul. So this looks, I've not really had much of a dive into it. Decal sheet looks good, looks in good condition. It is the old style instruction sheets from Revell, so not perfect, but they are workable, and everything is still bagged. I'm not going to take it out. Actually, actually I will take it out. I'll take out the bag. So everything is bagged, one single bag, usual Revell format, and body shell looks pretty good through the plastic, but I'll have a proper look at the contents at some point in the future. So that was the only kit procurement over February. So not a huge amount to talk on kits. I did, however, finally take the plunge on something I've been wanting to get for ages. And that is this. So this is the D-Spay circle cutter, which I wanted one for ages. And I'll be honest, it's an excellent piece of kit. Really does the job absolutely perfectly for getting those really small circles. So that is a really good acquisition, and glad I got it. Beyond that, I did pick up a few decal sets as well. So there was a couple of sets which I picked up from Mr. Bretland. So another set of decals for a Fiesta WRC, Valentino Rossi scheme. I think it's a different year from the one I already have. If not, they're a spare set for the one I already have. Also picked up a set of decals for Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 7. Got two of these Tamiya kits in the stash, so I was going to do one as the box scheme, and I've been looking for another scheme to do another car in, and this seemed to fit the bill, which is a very brightly coloured car. That's another one in. And then from MF Zone I picked up a set of decals for a Corolla WRC. So that's a car driven by Austin McHale, Irish rally driver, on the Rally of Poland, 2001, so 20 odd years ago. So yeah, so nice scheme. Again, I've seen this car rallying when he ran it on the Irish stages, but this was when he ran in Poland, but it's basically the same Aircom sponsored Toyota Corolla WRC, so that was a nice acquisition as well. So that's all that's been bought. So the next bit is what's in progress. So there's a few kits in progress. There is the gigantic gigantic Revell 1/8 Pontiac, but I'm not going to show that because that is a build for a magazine. But what is in progress, and hasn't actually moved on since last month, is this BF 109 from Edward. So very little has moved on. It's been painted, mottling's been added. I now need to do some masking to add some yellow markings, then mask some of the exhaust area because there's a specific masking needed for that. Then I'll be able to finally get onto the decaling stage. So there is lots of work left to do on this. A little bit of photo etch still left to do. But main things left to do are finish the painting, decaling, cockpit and canopy, propeller, landing gear, stuff like that. So yeah, plenty of progress to be made on this, but busy with other stuff, so it's kind of fallen to the side a little bit, which leads me on to two things which are relatively recent in progress. So first up is the Lexus LFA from Tamiya. So we got a nice grey on grey, so let me just take away this matte and we'll go for grey on blue. May have to put it back for the next one. So this was so limited re-release of these, but it coincided with a year since Gary Pashley passed away, and he was a big fan of these, so we decided to do a group / body build. I think everyone else has finished theirs. I had some issues. The first kit I had a broken A-pillar. Was waiting for a replacement body. Finally came through. But as it's for Gary, it's plagued with problems. no doubt he's laughing at us all and our miseries. So this was originally primed in UMP white. However, so the primer went on fine. So then the base coat I wanted to do was actually a US Navy light ghost grey. Quite like the grey colour, slightly bluish grey. But that was what I wanted to do. So had a bottle of Hitaka's brushable acrylic. Decided to thin it down and spray it. So originally thinned it, wasn't spraying very well, thinned it a little bit more, and I think I over thinned it because it seemed to go on and you leave it for 2 minutes and it was like the paint just melted off of it. Got lots of runs. So not happy with that. Set that to one side. Went, right, not having it. So came up with another plan for a different grey colour to do the car in. That's hopefully going to arrive in the next couple of days. However, in the meantime, the body was stripped back to plastic using some IPA, because it was all acrylics anyway, so IPA and a toothbrush. Cleaned it all up, dried it off, cleaned up any of the dried bits of paint that I wanted to get rid of, and then gave it a coat of UMP grey primer, which seems to have come out very, very well. So reasonably happy with that so far. So it'll get a little bit of a sanding back just to smooth it back a little bit. I'm sure there's one or two little crevices where some paint is built up from the original coat, so that'll be dealt with, and then can probably move on to either another coat of primer if I go back to plastic and any bits, or go straight into the base coat, assuming it arrives. So that's in progress. So another kit that's in progress, which I've been really looking forward to getting started, is the D Model Kits Sierra Cosworth 4x4. So as you might guess from the blue colour, it's going to be done in the box scheme for the Q8 car from the 91 Monte Carlo Rally. So bodywork's all cleaned up and prepped. Including all the other bits. There is a few other bits still in their spray box, but things like the bumper, side skirts, wheels, etc. have all been cleaned up. Everything was primed in UMP white, mainly because for this lighter beige yellow colour I wanted a lighter primer for that, because I didn't know how this would go on over the grey primer, so I went with a white primer. This was sprayed up in the specific paints from ProScale. So I've got the beige colour and the blue colour. I think they got about 4 or 5 coats of the beige on all the parts, and that seemed to go down really well. Happy with the colour. I think the lighter primer helps kind of keep the kind of lighter sandy colour properties of it. So I'm quite happy with that. 3 or 4 coats of the blue. 3 or 4 or 5, definitely 4 coats, maybe 5 of the blue, to get the coverage I wanted on the body shell. Now I know Paul Bretland, when he built his one in the auto glass scheme, the other boxing, had some issues with the ProScale paints, particularly with them reacting to some Sansador when he did his panel wash. Now so far, and this has been curing for about 18 hours, I don't get the same tackiness that Paul said he had after, well, at least a day after it had been painted. Now the method I did spray it was a little bit different. I sprayed it much more like you'd spray it TS, decanted TS. So first couple of coats were very light, and then kind of got a little bit heavier on the coats, and it did seem to, well, it seemed to cover very well. It does seem to have cured quite well. It certainly feels cured to the touch, but I'm going to leave it another couple of days to cure fully before I go near it with any decals. But so far I'm reasonably happy, and spraying it a bit like a TS has given it a little bit of a glossier sheen, so that should hopefully help the decals move around a little bit more. And by all reports the decals are spot on anyway, so there shouldn't be any problems with this. So happy with this as an in progress topic as well. So yeah, so that's it. That's that's kind of everything that's in progress at the moment. So let's head back on over to me for the final thoughts. So there we go. That's the built, bought, in progress. So future plans. As I said before, I'm trying not to plan too much in advance. I like the idea of kind of finishing a kit and then picking something out of stash. However, that being said, I kind of have planned a couple of upcoming kits. So one of them, if you're watching, Graham, you know who you are. I know who you are. The Rothmans 911 is a definite upcoming build. I think once either the LFA or the Sierra are finished, that'll be definitely one of the next kits I'll build. There's also Revell BMW i8, which I'm keen to build. Having seen one or two of the cars in the flesh, I decided I'd like to go and build it because I quite like the look of it. Plus, I want to try and squeeze in another Le Mans car. I had lofty ambitions to build a few before June. Things have not gone that way. That's the way things go. I'm not worried about it. But there is one or two I want to try and at least get started before the Le Mans group build finishes over at ISM. So that's the future plans. So not going to talk any more about what's upcoming, because I don't want to say I'm doing something and then invariably not do it, which I think is what I've done a couple of times already this year. So let's not dwell on that too much. So that's future done. So guess we're into the final bit, which is kind of my closing thoughts. So closing thoughts: charity auction 31st of March 2023, ISM, Friday 31st of March, 7 p.m. UK time over on the ISM channel. Don't forget, get on over, buy a kit or donate to the Just Giving page. There'll be a link in the description of this video. Other final thoughts. I suppose it's, I know over the next kind of 2 months I've got quite a bit of work travel to do. Without a doubt, that's going to impact my bench time, and it's going to impact the amount of stuff I get done. That's just what happens when you work for a living, as well as try and build models as much as I possibly can. So that's just the way things go. Definitely away for 2 full weeks, end of March, early April, another full week the end of April, a few days next week, this week. Got some holiday to start of May. So I just know the next couple of months is going to be absolutely rammed full of non-modelling related travels or activities. So that is going to impact what's done on the channel. But don't worry, I'm still here, and I'll still be trying to output stuff as much as I can. So in terms of output, the next video build that's going to be up on the channel is going to be the Fujimi GT40, which I did back in January. So that's all the video footage is there. I've started editing. It's just squeezing in time to get the editing done has proven to be a challenge, but that will be in production over the next week or two, and first part will be out as soon as I can get it done. So that's going to be the next video build up on the channel. So I'm not going to hang around. I have nothing else to say today, so I'd just like to thank everyone for watching. If you're not a subscriber, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and for everyone watching, don't forget to give the video a like, thumbs up, etc. Feel free to leave a comment as well, and thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all very, very soon in whatever the next video is, which will probably be the GT40. So thanks for watching, and see you all very, very soon. Bye bye.